This is a map that we will be referencing for this video. It shows section A and section B. Sections A and B are just the two areas that the material can currently be found in the parking lot. We will first begin to talk about uprights and posts, and they will be located right here. Here you will find the uprights and posts for the 4 deep pushback structure. The uprights are 48 inches deep, and I believe the uprights and the post are 20 feet high, which we do not need, but we'll have a little stick at the top. We have 31 uprights here, and we have 17 posts. However, we will use one of these uprights to disassemble and make a post, which will give us 18 posts for the 4 deep, which is exactly what we need. Additionally, I have 8 more uprights coming in, which will give us the 36 total uprights that we need to complete the installation of the 4 deep. Directly behind these uprights, you will find all the 4 deep beams. There are going to be 5 beams total per level on the 4 deep. The front and the rear are structural with roll-formed end plates, and the interiors are roll-formed step beams with roll-formed end plates. These are located right behind the uprights and posts located here on the map. I do understand that it's labeled 4 deep rails, but that's a typo. They're actually 4 deep beams. Next, we will discuss the 4 deep rails that are located right here. There are multiple bundles of 4 deep rails. We will start with this bundle currently outlined by the arrow. This bundle is the last bundle that the previous team led by Yobani was working on. All of these rails are good, and I say that because there are a couple bundles that are bad that I will call out in this video because they were mispunched by the manufacturer. As we move over to the other bundle of rails called out here by the arrow, this is where we need to pay attention. The top bundle, there's 3 bundles. The top bundle I marked with X's. There's only like 12 or 13 rails up there, but those are no good. Again, they are mispunched, and I do not want the team to waste their time installing those, only to have to uninstall them. Please just set those aside and discard them. To explain further what the mispunch was, this is the correct dimension from the rail to the hole punch. On the incorrect ones, these are off by about a ½ inch, both on this long side here and on the short side here. Therefore, if they use the wrong ones, they won't line up. All the other rails below the 2 bundles are perfect and good to use. Now, as we continue to the back, to the final bundle of rails, you'll notice called out here on the map by the arrow, all of these rails are good to use. You can let the team know on these rails, I went as far as on both of the tops of these rails, I just wrote out the word good, just to ensure they know that they're good. The only thing we'll need to use behind those rails are back here in the corner. So right back here, you're going to find the 2 deep rails. There's only like 10 of them, but that's all we should need, as the rest will be coming in on a truck on Monday, March 3rd. You can see where I'm talking about located here on the map. Continuing on with the 2 deep, this is row 37 that the last team put up the structure for. We will have to add the 2 deep lanes only on the beam levels, so levels 2, 3, and 4, no ground levels. And then we will also have to add 1 6-inch spacer that will be about 14 feet high. I will leave it to the team to the exact location. Typically we use 2, but they did a good job spacing the base, so I'm not overly concerned about the second one. And as you can see here, we are almost at 6 inches, and once we apply that spacer at the top, we should get enough separation where that's going to straighten out to almost exactly 6 inches. And then just to show you on the overview drawing, this is row 37 that I'm talking about. During the last mobilization, the team mentioned they didn't have any 6-inch spacers. While I was walking the facility, I realized Yobani and his team left this hardware in the back corner next to the existing 4-deep. This holds all the 6-inch spacers, all the hardware that will be needed for the 4-deep pushback, and many other items, including anchors, etc. So please let the team know. I let the DC manager know as well that all of this is back here in the corner. Now, heading back outside, I want to call out a couple things in section B. This is the other area where there is some additional material staged. In this area, you're only going to use a couple things. This arrow here is calling out the 42-inch spacers. There's only a few right here. All of the other 40-inch spacers are located right here on a pallet towards the back. There's only 30 to 35 spacers located here, but I do have more coming in early next week. Side note, when it comes to carts, anything that is wrapped in plastic, please ask the team to not unwrap. It is 2-deep, that is meant for a completely different project. However, the 4-deep carts will be located in this area right here. And lastly, towards the back of the facility, I hung up 4-deep installation drawings adjacent to the area where the 4-deep will be installed. I hung both elevation and layout. Additionally, I hung up the teardown detail installation drawings in the rack towards the back of the facility as well. I let the manager know about all these, so he's happy to help you locate where they are. And if the team does have any questions around the elevation for the 4-deep, they can simply walk over to the area where Yobani and his team installed the previous 4-deep, and the elevations will all be identical. However, the other 4-deep is structural and slotted uprights. Again, the new 4-deep will be roll-formed uprights and roll-formed beam end plates, which should make installation much easier. I appreciate you guys, and as always, we look forward to working with you and finishing up this project. You guys have done an outstanding job for us so far. So if there's anything that I can do, Nick can do, Brandon, the DC manager, can do, by all means, please let us know and be over communicative, and we'll do our best to help out in any way possible.